Hark, ye social butterflies and wallflowers alike. Hark, ye awkward bystanders and overconfident networkers. Hark, ye masters of small talk and silent observers of the guacamole bowl. Hark, ye clickers of this video who already regret their decision but are too curious to look away. Hark, ye seekers of meaning in the midst of social madness. Hark, ye who dare to question why awkwardness exists at all. Hark, ye who think you're above this nonsense but secretly relate to every word. Hark, ye who stand at the threshold of chaos and choose to stay. Hark, ye who circle parties like lost vehicles in a parking lot of decision. Hark, ye warriors of guacamole tables, ye avoiders of eye contact, ye masters of awkward silence. Hark, ye who have tripped over potted plants in search of meaning, and ye who have landed in 873 trivigintillion moments of embarrassment. Hark, ye social mavericks who stand in the isolation of self-imposed chaos. Hark, ye holders of drinks that never empty, ye tellers of stories that land nowhere, ye who dare to speak only to trip into the void of unanswered questions. Hark, ye whose laughter comes too late or too loud, ye whose sweaty drinks slip from your grasp like dreams of social acceptance. Hark, for this is your tale, this is your legacy, this is your moment. Hark, 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 forever and ever and ever and ever and ever and ever and ever. Hark, 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 forever and ever and ever and ever and ever and ever and ever. Hark, 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 forever and ever and ever and ever and ever and ever and ever. Hark, 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 forever and ever and ever and ever and ever and ever and ever. And now let the chaos begin. Hark, ye who have stood silently in a conversation circle pretending to understand while secretly nodding your way into oblivion. Hark, ye who have watched your awkwardness spiral into an opera of embarrassment, each pause a movement, each mistake a symphony of humanity's greatest flaw. Hark, ye who have fought the potted plants of destiny and lost, ye who have lived through 877 quinquagintillion parties, each more socially catastrophic than the last. Hark, ye icons of isolation, ye pioneers of pauses, ye who stare at the walls pretending they hold the secrets of life. Hark, ye who have watched your awkwardness blossom into a full-blown symphony of human folly, ye who have turned every silent nod, every misplaced laugh, every dropped snack into a masterpiece of social catastrophe. And now, hark, 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 ye who stand on the precipice of chaos and launch yourselves into the eternal void. Hark, ye who have endured 878 duoquinquagintillion moments of failure, ye who turn social missteps into glorious chaos, ye who hold drinks that drip with condensation and dreams. Hark, for this is your time, this is your legacy, this is your sponsorship deal. Hark, for this is your moment, this is everything you ever feared, this is everything you ever dreamed, this is everything, 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 everything. Hark, ye who embody chaos, ye who stand still while the world moves, ye who laugh too loud or not at all, ye who fight the invisible enemy of social expectation, ye who fail and fail and fail, but ye return, ye endure, ye survive, ye live to tell the tale. Hark, 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 ye heroes of isolation, ye warriors of awkwardness, ye masters of everything and nothing. Hark, this is your chaos, this is your destiny, this is your everything. Hark, 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 forever and ever and ever and ever and ever and ever and ever.
Allow me to regale you with a tale so absurd, so utterly baffling that it will leave you questioning the very nature of human interaction. Yes, dear viewer, my awkwardness at parties, a phenomenon once dismissed as tragic, comedic, or a peculiar blend of both, is now a corporate asset. Nay, it is an empire sponsored by Fortune 500 companies who have discovered the lucrative power of my inability to mingle. Permit me to repeat, for the blinking disbelief that has surely settled upon your face, Fortune 500 companies sponsoring my awkwardness. It is with unparalleled delight that I rephrase, ensuring every syllable penetrates the fortress of your intellect. 859 tetragintillion, 673 duoquadragintillion, 482 untrigintillion, 732 trigintillion, 926 novemvigintillion, 875 octavigintillion, 396 septemvigintillion, 782 sexvigintillion, 928 quinvigintillion, 654 quatuorvigintillion, 873 trivigintillion, 741 quatuor quinquagintillion dollars, 97 outrageously precise cents, 2 defiantly unnecessary pennies, and 1 nickel, practically glowing with misplaced pride. It began, as most great sagas do, in silence. A party, an invitation reluctantly accepted, and me standing awkwardly in the corner clutching a drink like it held the secrets to human connection. I was not mingling, I was not networking, I was observing. Little did I know that my awkward presence, the long pauses, the misfired jokes, the unparalleled talent for standing in the exact wrong spot was not just a social liability, it was a spectacle, a performance so authentic it became an unintentional case study in human discomfort. And Fortune 500 companies were taking notes. And taking notes they were, furiously, relentlessly, obsessively. Notes on every pause, every glance, every awkward shuffle that lasted 1 second too long. Notes on my uncanny ability to pick the most inconvenient spot to stand in, by the snacks in front of the door in the exact trajectory of a waiter carrying drinks. Notes on my pauses, long pauses, short pauses, pauses so pregnant they gave birth to entire moments of collective discomfort. Notes on my jokes, misfired jokes, misunderstood jokes, jokes so poorly timed they landed not in laughter but in 879 duoquinquagintillion blank stares. Notes on my presence, awkward, magnificent, unrepeatable. Notes on my every move, every breath, every failed attempt at blending into the social tapestry. Notes that filled pages, notebooks, filing cabinets, entire servers devoted to my ability to redefine human discomfort into an art form. One fateful evening, as I leaned against a bookshelf I had mistaken for a wall, my peculiar behaviour caught the eye of a marketing executive. He approached me, not with a handshake but with an unsolicited pitch. "Your awkwardness, it's captivating. Have you considered monetizing it?" Monetizing it, my awkwardness commodified, my pauses branded, my every socially misguided move transformed into an enterprise, monetizing it, my stumbles turned into campaigns, my silences turned into slogans, my discomfort licensed, marketed and mass-produced for public consumption. Permit me to reiterate, monetizing my awkwardness. Monetizing my awkwardness. My inability to navigate social spaces without inadvertently blocking exits, monetized. My talent for choosing the wrong moment to join a conversation, monetized. My unparalleled gift for standing too close, too far, or just too oddly monetized. The absurdity of the suggestion was rivaled only by its brilliance. Brands, he explained, crave authenticity. Authenticity not in polished presentations, not in carefully curated charisma, but in my unfiltered, unrelenting awkwardness. Authenticity in the missteps, in the mistimed nods, in the spontaneous mentions of obscure philosophers no one asked for. Authenticity not as a concept but as a business model. Brands crave it, they demand it, they worship at the altar of my endless capacity to make the mundane unbearable. And what, dear viewer, could be more authentic than my complete inability to hold a conversation without referencing an obscure 18th century philosopher? Nothing is more authentic. Not polished speeches, not sparkling charisma. Nothing is as raw, as visceral as my uncanny ability to derail a perfectly good discussion with 872 trivigintillion references to Jean-Jacques Rousseau. Nothing is more real than my capacity to turn small talk into a philosophical crisis. Thus began the most surreal partnership of my life. My awkward silences became sponsored pauses brought to you by Fortune 500 giants. Permit me to elaborate. Silences so profound they resonated like the toll of an existential bell, silences that begged the room to ponder their own fleeting existence, now monetized into moments of brand synergy. Each pause, a masterpiece of discomfort, now timed perfectly to coincide with logos appearing on screens, whispering to the masses, "Yes, we understand your awkwardness and we endorse it." These weren't just pauses, they were symphonies of stillness composed in collaboration with the finest marketing minds. The way I awkwardly held my drink, that's now a collaboration with ergonomic tumbler companies. My propensity for standing too close to the guacamole, a branding opportunity for a national avocado chain. The guacamole. A sacred gathering place, a culinary altar where chips meet their destiny, and I, the uninvited apostle, stood too near. This wasn't proximity, it was performance art. My presence became a metaphor for indulgence, for leaning in too close to life's creamy potential, for daring to take what wasn't offered but always implied. And Fortune 500 brands? They saw not awkwardness, but genius, a golden opportunity to whisper, "Guac is better when shared, even if he's standing right there." Even my missteps, quite literal ones as I tripped over a potted plant, became ad placements for orthopedic shoe brands. Permit me to reiterate, these were no mere accidents. These were balletic moments of chaos, each stumble choreographed by the cosmos to highlight the resilience of modern footwear. My fall was no ordinary fall. It was a testament to the human condition, an allegory of striving and failing, and of being cushioned by shoes so well crafted they could soften even the harshest truths of existence. Orthopedic brands rejoiced, for my every misstep was a step forward in their marketing strategy. Permit me to emphasize, every stutter, every misjudged laugh, every ill-timed anecdote is now brought to you by corporate America. And why not? Every stutter was a symphony, a crescendo of vulnerability harmonizing with the relentless march of commerce. Every misjudged laugh, a reminder that humour, like branding, is subjective and endlessly marketable. Every ill-timed anecdote, a campaign waiting to happen, a reminder that authenticity, raw, unfiltered, occasionally catastrophic, is the currency of modern capitalism. Permit me one final repetition. Corporate America didn't just sponsor my awkwardness. They celebrated it, commodified it, and turned it into a mirror reflecting society's greatest flaw and its greatest gift: the relentless pursuit of meaning in the mundane. But perhaps, dear viewer, there is wisdom in this madness. Perhaps awkwardness is not a flaw, but a feature, a mirror reflecting the absurdity of human interaction itself. Permit me to emphasize, a mirror not polished but cracked, reflecting every stutter, every misstep, every sidelong glance that misses its mark. A mirror that doesn't flatter but distorts, exaggerating the flaws until they become art, until they become so undeniably human that they transcend imperfection and demand to be celebrated. For what is awkwardness, dear viewer, if not the universe's way of reminding us that even in chaos there is beauty? In a world obsessed with curated perfection, my inability to blend in became the very thing that set me apart. Curated perfection, dear viewer, is a polished prison, a cage where authenticity goes to suffocate. But I, standing awkwardly at the fringes, holding my plate of snacks like a sacred talisman, was not imprisoned. I was liberated. My inability to blend was not a failure. It was a proclamation, a banner unfurled in the winds of societal expectations that declared, "I am here, I am awkward, and you will watch me trip over this rug in glorious, unfiltered splendor." Permit me to repeat, awkwardness is authenticity, authenticity is marketable, and what is marketable is profitable. And what is profit, dear viewer, if not the universe's applause for turning life's quirks into capital? What is marketability if not the alchemy of taking a misfired handshake, a poorly timed nod, and transforming them into sponsorships, endorsements, and brand ambassadorships for orthopedic shoes and artisanal hummus? Permit me to reiterate, awkwardness is not just authenticity. It is a currency, traded in the stock markets of self-awareness and minted in the moments we dare to be unapologetically ourselves. Perhaps the real lesson here is that our quirks, those traits we hide, suppress, or cringe at, are not weaknesses. They are opportunities waiting for the right sponsor to come along. And when the sponsor does come along, dear viewer, they do not see flaws. They see potential. They see 874. Do a quick quintillion, do a quick Moments of unscripted brilliance. They see every pause as a chance to place their logo, every stumble as an invitation to sell resilience, every poorly timed anecdote as a tagline waiting to be written. Opportunities are not given. They are seized by those bold enough to trip over them at parties. And so, dear viewer, the next time you find yourself standing alone at a party, contemplating the meaning of small talk, while pretending to admire the wallpaper, remember this. Remember this, dear viewer. The wallpaper doesn't care that you're staring at it. It doesn't judge your silence, your hesitation, or your misplaced laughter. It simply exists, much like you do. Awkward, unnoticed, and yet integral to the room. What if, instead of pretending to admire, you embraced the awkwardness? What if you dared to become the wallpaper, quietly essential, silently profound, demanding attention without ever asking for it? Awkwardness, after all, is not a flaw. It is your camouflage in a world that values loudness over depth. What you see as awkward, someone else might see as an untapped empire. Permit me to repeat. What you dismiss as awkward, someone else might see as genius. Awkwardness is not just an untapped empire. It is a revolution waiting to happen. It is a silent rebellion against the polished veneers of social expectations, a declaration that authenticity, even in its most cringeworthy form, holds a power that perfection could never possess. Embrace it, wield it, monetize it, not because the world expects you to, but because the world doesn't know it needs you yet. Permit me one final repetition. Fortune 500 companies are not interested in perfection. They are interested in authenticity. And what is authenticity, dear viewer, if not the courage to be unpolished, unprepared, and unmistakably real? Authenticity is not curated, it is accidental. It is born in the pauses, the stumbles, the moments you think you've failed, but have in fact shown the world exactly who you are. Permit me to reiterate, perfection is a lie. Authenticity is the truth we all recognize but rarely admit we crave. And in a world of lies, truth is the most marketable commodity of all. And if my awkwardness can become a brand, then so, dear viewer, can yours. So, dare to embrace it. Stand boldly in the spotlight of your quirks. Become the CEO of your own awkward empire. Every poorly timed joke is a mission statement. Every misstep is an innovative pivot. Every moment of hesitation is a shareholders' meeting with your inner potential. Your awkwardness isn't just a brand, it's a legacy in the making. The question is, who will sponsor you? The question is not just who will sponsor you, but who will recognize the brilliance in what you already are. The question is not just who will invest in your awkwardness, but who will see the undeniable power in your flaws. And the final question, dear viewer, is this. Why wait for a sponsor when you can sponsor yourself? Awkwardness is not a limitation. It is an invitation to create, to connect, to conquer. The empire begins now.